Hello Internet and welcome back to my Sky Island series. On the last episode we spent most of our time back at base having a look at the new possible upgrades we have for our Sky Island bunker. We ranked up in a previous video, so we were checking out all of the possible just future things that we have to look forward to. Mostly we are focused on the higher tier of expedition, which will let us stay out twice as long so we can loot a lot longer when we're down on Earth's side. And then we did also craft the rank up itself, which unfortunately only gave us recipes that we already had, and the reason for that is because we actually started this save before the mod was updated and before those things were locked behind those upgrades. So unfortunately we didn't actually benefit much from that, but then we turned our attention to raising our mechanics skill, which we're going to need in the future to strip vehicle parts. With that though, we are back. Again, apologies for the short episode last time, wasn't feeling very well, and we just finished raising our mechanics skill. We were debating, do we want to go on an expedition? Do we want to just spend the day like grinding skills? And one thing I do want to do, which people keep pointing out to me, which I have not, the videos take a long time to go up on the channel, so I haven't really had time to respond to that feedback. But people have been pointing out that, hey, there are practice recipes that you should probably be using for basically everything we've done up until this point. Like practice tailoring recipes, we could have saved ourselves material and all that kind of stuff by looking at these, possible practice recipes. For example, here we have fabric quilting, which would have given us up to tailoring 2 and or tailoring 3, I guess. I don't know how to read that. As well as the fabric quilting proficiency, and this would have cost us nothing but thread and a few cotton sheets and, clumps of gambeson batting. Why? What a bizarrely specific requirement. Why is the game always like this? Gambeson batting requires copper wire. Why would a gambeson contain copper wire? What is this? A pile of shredded fabric, dry grass, hair, or other cheap materials could stuff a gambeson. Who would ever put copper wire in a gambeson? Okay, this game sometimes, man, I don't know what to make of all this. Cotton patches, though, easy to obtain. We could have made this if we wanted to. But anyway, the point is, people have been saying, hey, you should be looking at practice recipes. I have not done that up until this point. Probably should be. So if we have a look here, do we have anything for mechanics? We literally don't, so that's not going to help us any, unfortunately. And it kind of makes sense. Mechanics is one of those things that, it's pretty specific to vehicle parts, so it's not really something you could practice. Like, it's not as easy as taking a tailoring recipe and just stitching the same piece of fabric over and over to practice. So that's not particularly helpful. I think we do still need like a level in fab, but we're probably not going to do that. We could get the welding proficiency. That is something we're going to want long term, and we have a lot of welding rods from our expeditions, so that's something we could do in the future, although we don't really have a ton of sheet metal, but we're not concerned about proficiencies at the moment. We just want to raise our skills a little bit. Proficiencies will come later. And they're not even particularly difficult to obtain. So, all right, so what do we want to do? Well, we can't practice recipe our mechanics. We were reading a book. I don't think we even finished the book, so our mechanics skill would unfortunately still only be theoretical level 1, I believe. Looks like we have 125% learning bonus. I'm not sure why that would be, because we are just at practical level 1. We're only 59% of the way to theoretical level 2, I guess is what that means. I mean, we need such a high mechanics level to get even like a freezer would be like mechanics 4. Let's have a look. Can we build that well? I know we talked about this in a previous episode. Did we ever make a spare parts pile? God, I'm all over the place already. How are you doing, Internet? I'm feeling much better today. It's just, feeling a little scatterbrained, feeling like I have a lot to do that I'm not, like I feel like I don't have enough time. I wanted to record an episode because it's been a while since I did. I think in the last episode I said something like, oh yeah, let's make this a daily series. And then of course that fell apart because I just literally cannot, I don't have time to make it a daily series. And with me being sick all the time, things like that, it's so difficult to try and do that. Where are my rocks? I know I brought back a bunch of rocks. They must have gotten shuffled downstairs somehow. Let's flip on our flashlight and have a look here. Flip on the flashlight and let's search for rocks in this menu. Rock 27. So we only have 27 rocks. That's not going to do it. Unfortunately, we need like 40 for the well, I believe. Also 40 for the forge, which we still need a swage and die set. So let's have a look for well here. We do need 40 rocks. I'm a little annoyed that it requires rocks, but I suppose that like traditionally you would for a well. You would think that there would be something like I mean, not that we have them, but you would think this would also allow for like cinder blocks or something. Can you even make, I don't know. I don't know the structural requirements of a well, I guess. You know what? I feel like going on an expedition. That's what we're going to do. So let's have a look at our inventory, because I don't want to sit here and fumble around trying to find things. Inventory looks okay. We've got the backup magazines. I suppose we should reload the pistol itself. So if we can reload the magazine in the Beretta. No, we can't. So we'll swap the magazine, and then we will reload the 11 round magazine. Doesn't matter which we use here. And then that means we don't need to take this miscellaneous ammunition with us. We have 45 rounds. That should be more than enough for anything we would encounter. Turn off our flashlight. We are peckish, but that's fine. We'll eat while we're down there. Let's drop anything we might still have. Let's favorite this other magazine. We have adhesive bandages. We have boiled makeshift bandages. We have aspirin. We have antiseptic. We have a cash card. We have several tools. Can't really think of anything else. I always say we'll take the acetylene torch with us, so why don't we grab that while we're here. Acetylene torch and plenty of, what is it? What even goes in this? Wow, it's 20, it's 18 volume for an acetylene torch. Really? A compact toolkit. Yeah, I think you misunderstand the word compact. Intended for welding and cutting metal, this portable oxygen acetylene torch includes a torch handle and cutting attachment in an easy to carry tote. It needs to be connected to a pressurized cylinder. Is it just like the cylinder is taking up a lot of space? Because 19 liters is absurdly large for something that's referred to as portable, especially because most of the acetylene torches I've seen are like hand torches that you just, it's literally like a handheld. Am I misunderstanding what this is? Are they usually this big? A bulky B-size acetylene tank can be pressurized. If we unload, can we unload the tank without like losing all of the gas? You unload. Okay, so we get a welding tank back. Welding. Okay, so it kept all of that. So what is the size? This is an 18 liter tank. Okay, can we reload the torch with welding tank? No, I don't want the welding tank. I wanted to see if we had smaller tanks. Let's turn on our flashlight again. Search for tank. Literally nothing. Okay, well, I think it would be treated as ammo, so you would think it would be up here, but let's search up here. We have a small propane tank, small welding tank. Okay, so if we swap the big welding tank for the small one, does that reduce the size of this acetylene torch? It is now only 4 liters, so it was in fact the tank that was causing the issue. That means we should probably prioritize small welding tanks in the future instead of large ones. So we will take the acetylene torch with us so that we can have that in our inventory to cut if we find a safe, if we find doors that we need to cut through, things like that, which is going to require us also to take a pair of welding goggles, which at this point we have several. So if I can find our clothing pile, which I think is in the corner, that appears to be an armor pile. We definitely had, there we go. Okay, so if we look for welding, yeah, 3 pairs of welding goggles, we'll take one of those. Also favorite those so that we don't lose them somewhere. And then let's head on an expedition so that we can get out of here, because I don't want to sit in the base again. So we're just gonna go. Do we need anything else? I don't think we do. We're okay. We're holding the bat, which we can stow if we find a big item to carry back with us. We have our armor that we normally would wear, the cataphract leggings. I'm not sure why we even have this face shield. Looks like it's attached to a hard hat, so I guess it's attached to our army helmet. Jeans, no, everything's fine. Okay, let's go down on an expedition. I don't know. Do we quick save? I remember people telling me like it can bug out when you're teleporting, so. Do a quick expedition. Yes, we're still targeting just the field, unfortunately. We've never seen the basements that we could gather our stuff. So I do see enemies or something right off the bat. Press a key to get random missions. Let's see what we've got over here milling about on the road. Yep, we spawned near a little horde. Not really a problem, although, I mean, you know, we don't really have good terrain out here to fight them. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, what is this actually to the north? Oh, it's one of those shacked up cabins, or you know, covered up cabins. Really, it put us in the exact same location that we just, this is exactly where we had our last expedition. Although this is actually good because we brought the acetylene torch this time, which means we can cut into the retirement village and maybe get that medication we were after. What is this percentage symbol? Nether chewed field. Well, I don't know what that is, but it sounds just horrifying and we don't want to go near it. A yard. Okay, wait, guess you're in America. Yeah, so I mean, there was nothing super good about the location that we were in previously. We talked about maybe going to the mansion. Remember, we did loot a mansion previously and it had tons and tons of books. So since we're over here, maybe we take a peek in there. Maybe we can get into the library without any issue, but without a vehicle to lead off the majority of the horde, I don't know that we're going to be able to do that, but we can swing by and see if we want to do that. We can't cut through the wall over here. We actually have to go around to the gate at the front of the retirement community, so that would require us to deal with the enemies that were there because it's daylight now, and we know that none of the vehicles in that parking lot actually were viable, so that's also a problem. That's also a bit of a problem. So anything else we want to see? What is this? X, a mass grave. We don't really care about that. And then let's have a look at our missions, see what is nearby. We're looking for, man, we have a lot of missions. Kill 10 zombies this expedition. Absolutely, that is probably the easiest mission we've ever received. We will definitely do that. Kill the warp draining evolved horde. Probably not going to do that unless we find a vehicle, because the evolved version of most of those enemies are going to be a bit of a problem for us when we just have a bat and really nothing else. And then reach an exit point. Yeah, let's have a look where the exit points are. Actually, we should be doing this from the map. So let's look at the exit points, select the mission, select. There was an update recently, which I guess is not on the, I guess I didn't update my game, but now instead of just showing like target and you, it actually tells you the distance to each exit point as well as like the real distance. So it'll say like 70 tiles, but then it'll say like 40 kilometers or whatever as well, which I guess is not on this version here that we're using. So I'm not seeing the exit point. Oh, it's over here in the corner of our vision. So it's actually in an area that we did not explore previously. This is interesting. Usually when we come down, it's within a pretty close distance, but here we actually have it a bit further away. Oh, and I'm not super fond of, you know, this, because if we find a vehicle, we can't really come through here necessarily. We don't know what the roads look like or if we can get across this area, but okay, so that's a bit out of the way actually. So we're gonna have to make a priority of like leaving a little early to make sure we get there on time, especially if we're on foot. Let's have a look at the warp draining evolved horde, see where that is. That's down here by the retirement community. I don't know if we're gonna do that one. 10 zombies, that can be done anywhere, obviously. And realistically, we should be able to put down 10 of them, even just on foot, should be no problem at all. All right, so let's head to the mansion, I guess. We do have 60 seconds, so the odds that these guys are going to give us a problem are very unlikely. We're just going to walk away while they're probably going to meander northwest. Oh, northeast, really. So that's a bit unusual. Let's just move south to get them out of our vision radius, but we're going to head over to the mansion, see if we can peep the edge of the mansion here. Now, we did come by here before and we got that pop-up about a crossbow wielding feral, which I did look up after this because I was annoyed that such a creature would exist, because I don't feel like ferals should be able to use crossbows, but apparently it was already removed, and probably just because I haven't updated in a while, my game borked out and didn't know, like, hey, they're not supposed to be here anymore. So we shouldn't see any crossbow wielding ferals, but you never really know, I guess. So let's think about this mansion orientation. Last time we saw a mansion, it was oriented on the opposite side of the road, so it was up here instead of down here, which this one is has the exit at the north as opposed to the south. So we went, it was oriented this way, and we went up the right side of it to get inside the library, which was or the study or whatever it was, which was on the right side of the building. So if it's flipped south, that means the right side of the building, the library, study, whatever, should be right in the middle here. So as long as we don't get too crazy with seeing hordes or anything, I think we should be able to just slip in and do this pretty easily, although you never really know. So let's bring that top zombie over. Is there good terrain anywhere here to fight you? I guess we could head down into the forest to do that, so we'll head down to the forest. We are seeing other zombies, but they look like they're in the building, so if we could just pull a few at a time, this should be no problem. Actually, you're migrating off. What are you chasing? A groundhog? What is this? It is a groundhog. It's from the Tameable Wildlife mod. Okay, I forgot I had that mod enabled. Top zombie can see me now. Are you going to come over here? You're going to chase the groundhog. You are going to come over here. So we are seeing more enemies, which is not amazing. And man, this terrain kind of sucks. Not a lot of bushes. This is really sparse forest here. So these only move cost of like 200, 300 is okay, I guess. Yeah, not the best place to be fighting, but I'm not really worried about it. So let's just head down to kind of this underbrush here and do what we can. What's our torso encumbrance looking like? 20? Yeah, it's too much. We're going to drop the backpack, and that drops us down to 8, which is much better. Obviously, it's like 12% reduced chance of missing the target. Yeah, I wondered if you were going to hop. It's a little strange. You went from here to here. That should mean that you basically used up your moves for the next turn, though. There we go. You grabbed me. I think we can just hit you again. No, I can never tell, like, should I break the grab or should I, you know, keep swinging? I never know what to do in that situation. I suppose we'll leave the loot for now. Multi-tool, nothing really here. The day pack doesn't work for that one craft. Remember, we're looking for backpacks now as well. So we look for the warp section. It is for the warped hourglass, which is the large expedition upgrade. We actually need 4 backpacks or 4 leather backpacks. So those are the only 2 viable options here. I do sort of wish that was expanded, but maybe it's by design. What I also think is interesting is the half face gas mask actually works here, but I believe that's a very recent addition to the game. I think literally we just got a half face gas mask like in the last week or 2. So that's already been updated to use that as a possibility, but if they didn't update the backpacks to include other backpacks, then it's probably by design. So we're not looking for the day pack or anything like that. We got the trans stockings here, garter belt, bra, boy shorts. No, none of this is stuff we want. So we'll just head up, see what else we can pull. Regular zombie, that's fine. Hello, regular zombie. I'm going to try to put you down on the same pile if we can do that. There we go. Knockback is really good. Anytime we get that knockback, it means they have to move back onto the movement tile, so that's always good. Messenger bag, same thing. We can't use that for anything. Check the file, anything? Nope, no snippets, so just a regular file description. See the groundhogs. Where's the tough zombie? Hello, tough zombie. You know what? We'll fight you on this one and then retreat south and see if we can pull you onto the other one as necessary. Again, knockback's really good. Okay, and we missed, so we're gonna back off here, try to pull you on the other pile, and you're down. Okay. Again, nothing of value here. Let's check the wallet, I suppose. No, nothing we care about. Okay. Holy symbol. What are you made of? You're like silver or something? We could probably use some silver. It allows you to meditate. Do you need a holy symbol in order to meditate? I think that's just a thing you can do, you know, pretty much anywhere you are and not worry about it. High volume rucksack, messenger bag. Yeah, none of these bags are what we want here. Silver bracelet we will take because silver, just any precious metal we want, as well as anything with gemstones. Remember, we need gemstone for an upgrade, gemstones for an upgrade. And then we will grab our bag here. We will wear this and we will pick up, maybe not the laptop, but we'll pick up, yeah, let's pick up the multi-tool and let's pick up the book just because, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a trader in the old folks home or something and we can, you know, trade our books here or something. Walk into a blackberry bush. No, I'm good. Let's check in the building here, see what we can see. So there are zombies on the outskirts, but none of them seem to be inside the building. I thought I saw some inside, and we want to be really wary of wherever the pool is. Yeah, because last time we saw a pool, it was it had like 12 or 15 swimmer zombies at it at the last mansion that we went to. So let's just slowly move. We got a heavy zombie, a regular zombie, and then in this building should be the books. We do see a bookcase, but this looks more like a dining room, and it's a baker's companion book. Kind of makes me think it's maybe not what we're looking for. I think this is the study. There's like fireplaces and bookcases in there. Or maybe the mansions have completely randomized layouts and I just don't remember. Can I use this for terrain up here? Kind of we can. It's not great, but it's something. So let's fall back and pull this enemy. Yeah, I guess it's going to be a lot of slow clearing in this episode because we're going to be like super careful as we come up to this building here. It's just so easy to be overwhelmed. See, we've pulled 3 of them here, which is not ideal. And this one is probably just following the other one, but we do need to be a little cautious as we do this. I suppose we can pull them onto here, but it's not really a good terrain for kiting enemies, so I don't know about that. I'm gonna fall back right away. I guess to the underbrush, which is the 300 move cost. And then we can use the water to our advantage as well, although it's just not as efficient as doing some other things. Zombie marked spotted. Yeah, so the marked zombies are to the northwest, which I did not see as we were retreating up here. This is really bad because we don't want to pull them. This is the ocular zombie we put down in the last episode. Oh, sigh. So this is the warp training horde from a previous expedition that would have been a mission for us. I'm a little annoyed that these don't die when the expedition is ended, because this means basically just every time we get that mission it spawns in a horde, and then that horde never goes away no matter what, even if we never go over there, we never see them, whatever. And I kind of feel like if you don't get close enough to it to spawn them, maybe they shouldn't be there, and then they despawn like, oh, the horde moved off because you never went in that area, so they just moved away or whatever. So this is a bad spot because we backed off to the northwest here. We did get some attention, so we're gonna head the other direction. We're gonna grab our backpack as we pass. We're gonna switch to running, I think. Grab our backpack. Yeah, I bet we get grabbed while we're trying to put on our backpack. No, we didn't. Okay, so we're gonna sprint a bit to the south, and then we're gonna switch back to walking. We're just gonna head south here. What's the movement cost on this? 400 is good. And how many are being pulled from the northwest? Looks like maybe one or none of them, so we can drop our backpack again, I think. Now that we've repositioned, we'll take a few swipes at this zombie. And again, getting knocked back is just so good. So we'll let you get bashed on the rock here. And yeah, we're just gonna be like super ultra careful. Anyway, let's do some commentary. How's everybody doing? I'm recording again. Yeah, so I had said in a previous episode, like, hey, I would love to do daily videos. And honestly, I was feeling so good last week. So motivated. I was like, yes, we can do this. We have time. We're going to make this happen. And then, you know, life happens and things get, you got a lot of stuff going on, and it just seems like everything falls apart all of a sudden. And, you know, I recorded like 5 episodes last week and then was like, I'm going to release one every day. But then I realized like I have to edit them. I have other stuff I have to work on. Plus like real life stuff gets in the way. And before you know it, you're like, man, I'm just putting out a video like every 2 or 3 days again. And that's not what I wanted. And it's discouraging. Here's a regular backpack. We'll take that. It's discouraging to always feel like no matter what you do, you can't get done with the things that you want to get done. And it just gets, it's very frustrating sometimes. Cross necklace, what are you made of? Maybe we'll take this. It's made of gold. So we will take gold. Duffel bag, we don't want. Gold hairpin, we do want. The hard hat, didn't we need those for a craft? Or maybe it was a mining helmet. We'll take that as well, I guess. Gemstones, again, we want all the gemstones. Corrective lenses, we don't care. Tool belt, I don't care. And nothing else here is of interest. The duct tape is like the main thing. So let's pick all that up, and then we'll have a look at this newspaper page. Food place, pants, feud, an ongoing legal battle between popular fast food megalith food place and the nonprofit Concerned Consumers of Food People has ended with the determination that the food person costume will remain a gender-neutral, non-revealing unitard. Really? Food person's in a unitard? I just didn't, okay. Superheroes are meant to have exaggerated anatomy and revealing costumes, a spokesperson from CCF said in a press release. This is a sad day, not just for fans of Food Place, but for consumers of the fast food superhero genre overall. What a stupid opinion. A spokesperson from rival food company Nourish Mart sent out a press release just minutes after the ruling. Nourish Mart informs the public that Nourish Martic does not wear any clothes. Nourish Martic is software. Nourish Martic can present an avatar of whatever appealing meat form is desired by the public. What the hell is this newspaper? This is a newspaper article. Is desired by the public. Eat at Nourish Mart. Our products contain a high mix of fat, salt, and protein that's highly desirable to human palates. Okay, so they're aliens. Clearly, no human speaks this way. I don't know what to make of that. We have our backpack. Let's stick closer to the mansion this time. We'd rather pull them from the mansion than end up pulling the marked creatures over there by mistake. Actually, now that I think about it, we never pulped that ocular zombie that's up here, and it's definitely been long enough that it could resurrect, so it's possible that thing will come screaming out of the woodwork for us. So that's a little bit of a concern. Let's dart closer here, and let's peek the windows. Let's be real cautious here, because we don't want to like end up spotting a bunch out front of the building. So this is in fact not the study. It looks like a bar here, probably lots of alcohol. Do I care enough about alcohol to go in here? I don't know, half a liter of pickled meat, pickled veggies, and sauerkraut's pretty good. Well, let's peek down here. Can we open the curtains from the outside? No, we can't, of course. So let's, because that's dumb. Why would I even think that. So let's peek down here at the dining hall. Again, just being real careful. Don't step in the rose bush. Let's check diagonal before we step diagonal. Yeah, so some books. Looks like a dining hall though. And looks like mostly books we already have. But we will pop in here and let's check the bottom. This is where the enemies came out previously. Let's just peek again, just going real cautious. So another big dining room, not really what we're after. Did I mistake the orientation? Maybe the library or study is on the opposite side of the building? Or it's possible, like I said, that these are randomized rooms and I just didn't remember that that's how it is. But I think we can slip in here. Any of these windows open? No, do not step in rose bushes. None of the windows are open. I don't have a prying... Okay, feral servant. I kind of thought you guys were removed as well because it's basically just like a butler that's gone feral, which is not super interesting. Looks like you have a candlestick. You did spot me. You know what? Let's just chill here and see if any others follow it as it comes over. We'll step back, we'll drop our bag, and I don't think they'll throw rocks through the window. I'm not even sure if they have the rock throw ability. Would they? They probably do have the rock throw ability. People love giving the ferals a ranged attack, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense for them to have that. So we'll try to get you on the rose bush, I guess, to get a little damage on you, as well as obviously the movement penalty here. So let's see if you throw a rock. No, don't go north. I don't want you to make noise and drag something else over here. Please come this way. Okay. So can we get you on... Oh, you hear come here. You don't understand how... Where are you going? Do you not understand how breaking glass works? You hear found you. There you go. So you are making noise, which is very irritating. So it opened the window instead of smashing it. That's interesting. Now you're going to move out. Actually, let's fight you on the bushes as we sort of move north here. Clobber the feral servant, none. So again, the appendage of the term none, I believe, is connected to them being spawned previously back before that update happened, but I don't remember ever being over here. And then this zombie should be no problem. We'll get you on... No... I forgot that one's only 150 movement speed. Yeah, we want you on the rose bushes. Alright, military rucksack we don't want, a flyer, bandages, caffeinated chewing gum. Yeah, actually just, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, I actually typo edited the entire flyer. Like, everything that appears on flyers now should have been grammar checked and spell checked by me personally. I'm not sure if if that is added to this version of the game that I'm currently playing, but I did edit these. Birdhouse Monthly ... with an extra period, so probably I didn't edit it on this save, I guess. This month we looked at some Dutch innovations in birdhouse design and compare with the often confused Scandinavian birdhouse design. Our article on sheet metal birdhouses will have you riveted. Okay, I get it, because it's metal, so it's riveted. I got you. I feel you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So let's wear our backpack, and let's get in here and grab these books. Baker's Companion. I do think we have a lot of these books, but since we have a lot of space at the moment, we will take a lot of these. What do you use a deck of cards for in this game? Can be used to play. Okay, so I'm assuming it's just like a small mood boost or something. These are novels. We don't want novels. Introduction. We already have these books. Again, we'll take them in case we encounter a traitor or something. And then all of the red books are the ones we're after, the books we don't have at this point. Newspaper. Violence outbreaks are universal. Despite government efforts to claim the situation is, quote, under control, sources in the CDC have confirmed our own investigative results. There are now major unchecked riots in every city in the United States. Really, every city? Similar reports are trickling in from countries across the globe. We recommend packing a bug-out bag and heading to your cabin on the lake if you have one. Weird that a newspaper... I don't know, would a newspaper say bug-out bag? What do we got? Newspaper page? Yeah, that's the one we just read. My mistake. Yeah, so not a ton of books. I guess we'll head north since we kind of know this area has been a little clear because they would have come out listening to the feral. Well, I'm glad we came this way because there's more books. Hello, books. Fermenting culture. Yeah, these are all cookbooks, which I assume is because we're like attached to the dining areas. All the ones that we found that we didn't already have been cookbooks, I believe. And then we have Modern Rifleman. Okay, not a cookbook. I stand corrected. So let's very carefully move through here. Looks like a billiards room to the north. Rich people in their billiards rooms. Actually, my great-grandfather... Wait a minute. Let me do math. My grandmother's mom and her husband, who is like my step great whatever, grandpa or whatever. They had a pool table in their basement. It was like the best thing about going to their house was because we got to play pool, all the cousins and stuff, when we would go to like family reunions, or if it's like Christmas time and they would have a Christmas party, all the teens, all of us would end up in the basement playing pool, which was a lot of fun. I love pool personally. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. In terms of like, hey, we want to hang out, like what should we do? One of my favorite things is like, yeah, let's play pool. Let's go to the pool hall or whatever. Okay, so a lot of like, I guess this is like a little shrine to a dead family member. We have the urn, which of course contains the human remains here. We have a fantasy novel, which is the out of place thing, but it also comes with a photo album, candlesticks, and a withered bouquet. Sort of implies like maybe this person was like creating a little bit of a shrine or some sort of like altar for their loved one, which I think is super interesting. That could just be like randomization, that it all happened to line up this way, but I think that's really fascinating. Photo album, anything in here you don't think you know any of the people in them, but seeing the photos still makes you think of happier times. So you can't actually see the individual photos. Obviously we're not taking someone's corpse, like their remains of a dead family member. Robots for fun and profit we want. I guess this is just a for fun book, and we're not taking a TV. We're not carrying a TV with us, or a stereo system. A cold cigar, I guess we'll take that. A small wooden box with, just one cigar and some paper. Okay. I mean, again, I'll take the cigar, I guess. Take the Pilsner, and then we're going to be careful as we approach the front of the building, but it looks like, it's pretty clear out in this direction other than the marked horde that we saw previously. What are these sprites? Oh, it's this sprite. What is this? Raspberry bush. So these are just raspberry bushes, nothing of concern. And we're probably not going to take... honestly, if we're going for mood boost, it's better to take the low tier alcohols that have the weak alcohol flag, like mixed drinks, things like that. But if we're going for like crafting, like if we want to craft with things, you craft more stuff with like actual liquor than mixed drinks. So I'm not sure what to take here. I guess, sure, gallon jug of cheap wine. I mean, we're going to have a nice night tonight. We're not going to be going to bed sober tonight, let me tell you. Take the vodka. Let's check the fridges here. Yeah, we want the pickled meat, the pickled veggies, the sauerkraut. All those are good, like storable foods that are good to have. Pickled meat obviously has like a meat level of calories, which is great. Pilsner's like a beer. We'll take that. We'll take the hard cheese, even though it's going bad, and we'll take the bird eggs because we do actually. Oh, they're gonna go bad though. Let's not take the bird eggs. We do need them for a craft, but it would be better to grab them because all the ones in fridges are gonna rot soon, and we would have to gather them from actual birds in the world. Maybe we should try to make that a priority. Let's look at that recipe again. So this is for the rooftop start, which would be the rooftop locator. So this requires just so many bird eggs. It requires, okay, if we're going with like from a fridge, it only requires 6 bird eggs. The problem is we're not going to be able to find the other stuff in time for those bird eggs not to rot. So the bird eggs will likely be the last thing we gather for this recipe. That's pretty unfortunate because all the fridge eggs are going to go bad in the next week, right? So we would end up having to gather these from the wilderness, but the wilderness eggs require so many more eggs. So like if we wanted to use black-capped chickadee eggs, it takes 300 of them, which is very unlikely that we're going to gather that, I guess. So that's probably going to be a problem. Okay, so I don't know what to do about that, but that's fine. For now, it's not a problem for right now. It's a problem for later. Don't really want any of this stuff. Yep, okay, so not great. I would like more books. I'm also curious what is in this door, but I don't want to smash the door because I don't know what is over here that would hear us. And I don't want to get ourselves into like trouble that we can't manage while we're indoors here. I don't want to get stuck, trying to escape or whatever. And odds are good it's just a garbage room, I guess. But anyway, we're about at time. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video up until this point. As always, I wish we had gotten more done, but that's how it is. I'm glad we checked out the mansion. We did find some books that we want here, and we definitely do want to go to the retirement community. I want to bang out that one upgrade that requires the medication. I think that would just be stuff that we're going to find most likely at that particular building, finding antifungals, antiparasitics. I imagine there's lots of medicine at a retirement community, and I could be completely wrong, or the building could be like unfinished where it's not really fleshed out and doesn't have these things. things, but I just would expect to find medicine there. So that's my expectation. I don't even know what the stability upgrade actually does for us anyway, so maybe it's not a big deal at all. I just thought, since we're here, seems like a viable thing to do. Everyone, for now, thanks for watching. Sorry the show is not daily like I had intended, but it is what it is. I'm just glad you're here at all. There's a few hundred of you who are still invested in this series after 43 episodes or whatever. That's very nice of you to stick around. I appreciate you, and as always, I appreciate the support as I've been dealing with a lot of personal things, and just thanks for being here in general. And of course, I'll be back with more content in the near future, and I'll see you next time.